Let's go ahead and get started. Strong Steel is the outfit because of the perks. Susanoo Armor is my first Jitsu, accompanied by Magnet Style Gold Dust Great Burial. Interested to check this Jitsu out to see if it's everything that it's supposed to be, OP'd, or should it be nerfed? Let's go ahead and dive in and see for ourselves. Now in this battle, I got an opponent who's approaching. This is my first time using the Jitsu. And it didn't really work well for me, right? It didn't target the guy, went straight to the wall and just completely vanished. So the reason why I run Susanoo Armor next to this Jitsu is for the simple fact that it allows me to have enough time to stand my ground, but also give my other Jitsu enough time to regenerate. So I popped the Jitsu for the second time, only to find out that it doesn't work against Choji's Human Boulder Jitsu, which is weird because I'm sure it's a lot stronger than that one, but it just gets canceled out by it completely. Now, this time around, I go for it for one more time, right? And I hit the Jitsu, but it doesn't really target the guy. Maybe because I'm not locked on, but whatever direction that you're facing, it doesn't automatically correct you, which I thought was a problem. And when I triggered it, it should have just, went towards the guy that was closest to me, but it didn't. I think this is something that could be corrected in an update as far as like maybe a buff or just something to improve the Jitsu. So this guy comes back for round 2 and I'm ready for him. So this time the Gold Dust does a good job as far as a standstill and being a barrier protector, but when you shoot it forward, it does not do anything for his Jitsu as far as the Human Spike Boulder. Now this time he actually did get the flag and it was just sloppy play on my end. He should not have got it, but I do got to give a thumbs up to this guy's Jitsu selection. There's other Jitsus out there that can easily counter what this guy have to stop him and be more effective. I just didn't have it on. So going into another flag battle, I think the time that you choose to execute this Jitsu is everything, right? So at this moment when I choose to use it, it actually stops the person incoming Jitsu and does a good job of pushing the person off, but it doesn't cancel out the explosive tags, which I found to be very weird. So I popped the Susanoo Armor, and I always keep Super Expansion Jitsu on my defense character because it's quick to obtain, quick to execute, killing everyone within radius upon who it contacts. So I learned my lesson from the last flag battle. I either had to be locked onto the character or I had to be facing in a direction in which they are and then trigger the Jitsu for the best effect. And I did that, only to find out it doesn't do anything against Design Strike. It completely gets canceled out. And that was a surprise to me because I thought that it would actually be able to hold up against that. So I'm thinking maybe it's a fluke. Maybe it's a glitch in the system or something like that. So I go back to the base for the flag. He comes back at me again. I pop the Jitsu. What does he do? Design Strike. Cancels it out once more. So it's confirmed. Design Strike always will cancel out Gold Dust Great Burial. Now, I think it's a fun Jitsu to use. I think it's really interesting, especially for those people who love to pair Jitsus together. That's not really my thing because I really don't plan on using this Jitsu like that. I just bought it because I really wanted to try it out, not just because of the hype, but because I thought it was interesting. But for like here, it worked really good in like a tight space, right? Don't know how the guy got past it that fast to catch up to me. I'm assuming he jumped over it, then hit me with his Design Strike, and that's fine. So we go to a different battle, right? And this is what I was waiting for. I have 3 people caught into it. All of them are receiving damage and being pushed back. This is actually in a combat battle, not a base battle, not a flag battle. If you can catch the opponents off guard, mainly a squad, that's the best time to trigger the Jitsu because they have no subs left or anything to actually defend against it. Many a times when I was actually defending against the Jitsu, all I did was run to a wall, jump off of it, and the Jitsu exploded on its own. Now it has a really quick refresh rate, which is actually good, and because it doesn't do a lot of damage, I don't really mind it, so I'm actually okay with that. And when I say that I'm okay with it, what I mean by that is that there's a balance there. There's a quick refresh rate, but it doesn't cause a lot of damage. Now, if it caused a lot of damage and you got it back fast, that would be an issue and something I think that needs to be balanced out and nerfed. So remember when I was telling you about looking in the right direction and targeting your opponent? I'm looking more so at the wall, so when I trigger the Jitsu, it just explodes. There's no damaging, there's no tracking that actually goes towards the opponent or anything. I think that's something that needs to be fixed. I don't think that the whole Jitsu needs to be canceled out, just the part that hits the wall. Like this time that I use it. You see how the left side hits the wall and the other side keeps on going? That's how it should be when this Jitsu is used in close quarters. And here's my last example of that being executed. She's right in between the buildings. It should have just went through the middle and let the sides cancel out, but it canceled the entire thing. Only reason she got hit was because she was right at the entrance where the Jitsu exploded. So that brings us to the end of this trial experience with this Jitsu. And the main thing that I look for in any Jitsu, man, is the Jitsu fun to use? If it's fun to use, then it's a thumbs up. And this one definitely is. Now, I don't agree with the price of this Jitsu, where for double the price, you get a character, an ultimate Jitsu, another Jitsu, accessories, and clothing. I think the Jitsu should be priced a little bit cheaper, like maybe 99 cents or like $1.50. I think that's more balanced. But people are having a ton of fun with this Jitsu, making their own concoctions and loadouts because there's tons of things to go along with it. It's paving the way for Gar when he comes out, and I think they're doing a good job for setting the scene. So with that being said, I'm out.